So, what is validation? It's an American term to say praising, encouraging, appreciating someone. And it's something that we may or may not naturally do, but even if we do naturally, we often don't do very much, and probably not as often as needed. So, what we do spontaneously, and we may just say thank you, or that was a good job, or well done, which actually gives some kind of reassurance to the person, a little bit of joy as well, but not necessarily something really tangible from which they know that they can derive a strong assets and have a great capacity or a real quality that they can build on. So validation using a model that will be a little bit more systematic can be a very useful tool to even amplify and multiply the effect of your validation. As it is not something that we do very often, we might as well make sure that it has a great outcome. So what is actually the point of validation? It helps with motivation just because people appreciate that they feel happy, that they really appreciate that you feel happy. And it's so much easier in terms of relationship to work with people with whom we feel comfortable and with whom we feel that we are always welcome and they really see our effort. So it gives a strong sense of motivation to even give our very best the next time, to do again what was done and appreciate it. It also creates that sense of belonging. I belong to a tribe where my efforts are recognized, my contribution is appreciated, and so therefore I belong to that community and I'm eager to keep belonging and to keep contributing. It also helps in terms of development because when people know exactly what they've done, what was right and appreciated, they will do it again. And they can then contrast what has been done really well and what was previously not so well. So they can spontaneously adjust their behaviors into provide precisely what we want to see happening. And of course, in change, it's always easier to proceed with change, which in itself is not a very comfortable process when we know that we're supported and that our efforts are appreciated. So, for all these reasons, we need to validate as much as we can and as often as we can. Now, how to do that? I would invite you to use that process, which is called the 3A, so it's easy to remember. The first is acknowledge, second, appreciate, and third is amplify. Acknowledge is describe precisely what is great in this behavior, what is great in what you have observed. It needs to be factual, it needs to be recent, it needs to be specific and very precise, as objective as if you were taking a picture or if somebody else was describing the scene as they have seen. It's not an opinion, it's really fact based, so that the other person who's receiving it can also acknowledge and notice exactly the same thing as you did. So they think that it is true. If I tell to my boy, oh, you're beautiful, he'll say, hey, ho, mom, and just dismiss it because that's my opinion. If I tell to my boy, oh, the costume that you have chosen is really well cut and suits you best, at that time it's so much easier for him to appreciate and to even accept my compliment because I'm talking about a costume and describing it and describing how it is cut. And anybody else could probably notice that same thing. Now, the second part is about appreciate. So it's where we show that we are touched by what had happened. We are grateful with what they have done. We really appreciate and we show our very own emotion. So I appreciate that. I'm grateful for this. I thank you for that. And that matters for me. So here it's about putting ourselves in the equation and really almost exhibiting our emotion. And the third one is amplify. And so amplify is no longer about me, it's nor the person, it's about everyone else, showing how this quality, this behavior, these results, this outcome will also impact others. So sometimes just coming on time for a meeting may be a very little thing, but yet I can feel grateful for this because it shows a bit of respect for what I have done as organizer. And if I amplify, I show that it matters to everyone else because we can all start on time, we can all finish on time. And we do not have to wait for somebody not knowing whether they're showing up or not. So acknowledge, appreciate, amplify. And it can be as little as coming on time for a meeting or brushing your teeth really well this day. So I would really invite you to zoom on these little things that can make a difference and show that, yes, you do appreciate, so that you see these behavior recurrently being shown. So enjoy the process.